Welcome to Trionic 7, the YouTube channel for Saab enthusiasts. I'm Jonathan and it's nice to be back to bring you another video of my 2002 Saab 9.5 Aero. First, let me begin this video with an announcement. Those of you who follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you have already heard that we're launching a new YouTube channel in the Trionic 7 network. I'm calling it Trionic Dash, and as you can guess, it's gonna be a channel with Saab Dashcam videos. Click here if you want to go to the Trionic Dash channel, and if you like the content there, make sure you subscribe to keep up with our new updates. Here's the topic of today's video, a dashcam. I've been thinking about getting one of these for a long time, because I do long drives to work on the highway. I see a lot of bad stuff happening. I'm afraid I'll be caught in some incident not caused by me. So a dashcam, in my opinion, is a very good insurance to protect yourself against insurance fraud and accidents happening that are not your own fault. So for Christmas in 2015, my wife got me this dashcam. Yes, she is awesome. Here's the camera, and this is a Mobius camera, version C2 with a wide-angle lens, and it's currently sitting in one of these holders with a tripod screw. It's a very small camera, very inconspicuous. It has 3 buttons on the top, micro SD card in the back, mini USB, and then of course the lens in the front. I like this camera for several reasons. It's small, it's hard to see, it has most of the features I want and no features I do not want. For instance, you see there's no LCD display anywhere, and I can really go without one because I want the camera to be very small. I need to stress though that this camera is not the easiest to use. The interface is a bit clunky with just a few buttons and then a blinking LED for feedback. There's nothing really to tell you if something is broken. So I've installed this camera behind the windshield, up behind the center rear view mirror, and it looks forward when I drive. Most importantly, this dashcam has auto start and loop features, which means that it starts with the car and runs without me having to do anything, and then if the car gets full, it erases the oldest file and then continues recording. So it's like a black box on an airplane, it continues to record on a loop. The video I'm making now is going to be the first in a series of Saab 9.5 Dashcam install videos. We're going to iterate, make it better and better. We're going to install this camera in the front. In the future, I also plan on installing it in my wife's 2006 Saab 9.5, and I also plan on installing a rear-facing camera in the back window. Something I like with the Mobius is that there are plenty of options and accessories available on eBay. I prefer mounting cameras to glass using an adhesive holder. So this one glues to the windscreen and doesn't fall off like a suction cup holder can. Also, it's going to be very strong in case of an accident and not fall off. So here it's glued on, and then there's a flexible joint connected down to the screw, which screws in the camera. This placement of the camera makes it invisible from me as the driver, and I don't see the blinking LED lights at all. Here is a view from below where you can see where I put the mount on the windshield. With the camera installed, it looks like this. And then I connect the mini USB power supply cable. Then I have a 2 meter long USB cable which just goes down to the power outlet, where I have put a USB outlet or a double USB outlet. In the Saab 9.5 the power outlet turns on with ignition, so as soon as I start the car, this cable gives 5 volts to the camera, which then automatically turns on. And before you say anything, yes, it's dirty. Remember, it's winter and I haven't really had time to clean it yet. But you also notice the big mess of cables here. This is the cable to the dash cam. This is my auxiliary tape adapter for the stereo. And this is a phone charger when my wife has her iPhone here. So it's a lot of cables. And this is why it's just the first part in this dashcam series on Trionic 7. I am planning to take power not from the power port, but in the future have a cable coming out from here. I know there's 12 volts available somewhere here inside. I'm gonna do some exploration, and I've ordered a cable and adapter from 12 volts to 5 volts USB to the camera. Hopefully I can be able to make that install soon. I will of course update you with more videos. But I think this is a good first video for those who want to see how you can install a Mobius camera in a Saab 9.5 the easy way. Remember, this power adapter here needs at the very least 1 amp of 5 volt current. So this one is a very nice mini adapter. It gives me 2.1 amps per USB port, which is well enough to both charge an iPhone and give power to the Mobius camera. In the camera I have a 64GB SanDisk micro SD card, and 64GB with the medium video rate on this camera gives me roughly 10 hours of footage. So since we have loop recording, it's gonna keep the 10 last hours of recordings and then raise the oldest ones when I pass 10 hours. So even though I do long drives to and back from work, I still have 10 hours of driving time to get a video off the SD card to the computer before the video file is erased. But I did a mistake when installing. The camera is too far to the right, so when the passenger tries to take the sunscreen down, it hits the cable and the camera moves away from it. So I will need to redo this install. Luckily, if you can say that, I'm changing the windshield next week, so that means that this mount will have to go anyway, and I'll have to do a reinstall with a new mount. And then I'll put it in a better position, probably a few centimeters more to the left and a little bit more further down. I think the Mobius is great value for money. It costs $80, but for that you get full 1080p, full HD recording with all the nice dashcam features. You can also use it as a cheap action cam. No, it's not a GoPro, but it's not very far from it. So you can use this cheap camera to do a lot of action shots. I've used it in the ski slopes, it works very nicely, and I'm very happy with it. What I'm not happy with is this adhesive mount. This was way cheaper than I hoped it would be. The mount is not stiff at all. You see I can move it around this joint even though I tightened it down as far as I can. This could be because I bought a very cheap mount. This is a $1.20 mount with free shipping from China. I have purchased 2 new mounts which are more expensive, but on the pictures they look exactly the same. Maybe those are the genuine ones and this is just a very cheap copy. So I mean, I want the camera to be fixed in position so that I can record from the same angle every day and still take the camera on and off at will. And this mount doesn't really cut it. It's just too flimsy, and it doesn't stay put on these threads either. So to conclude, I really like this Mobius C2 wide-angle dash camera. This was the first video in the Trionic 7 Dashcam series of dashcam install videos. There will be more videos to come in this series in the next months and year, as I make this install better and hopefully also install rear window cameras. So as always, this has been another video from Trionic 7, the YouTube channel for Saab enthusiasts. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Google+, and Instagram, so be sure to follow us there. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Saab video. Bye bye.